Hey, there we go. Hey everyone, Snagging is here, back for another season of Chair League. It's like some Chair League games. We actually got a new season. It's got a lot of some changes to it. Kind of paid. The leagues are now moving to Tuesdays and Thursdays, so pretty good. And my team's actually playing on Thursday, so I'm gonna try to cast on Tuesday, probably later at night. One game at least. But so this week we got a Division 2 game of Toilet League 6 versus LiT eSports. I believe LiT eSports has played in Chair League before, so they kind of know what they're getting into. I don't think I've seen Toilet League 6, but I didn't know everybody in the league. So Toilet League picking the map. Their first map choice is Towers of Doom. This is a best of 3 series. Now all games, the league was changed to make it so that all games in the league will now be best of 3s. I think it always adds a lot more fun. You have your rollbacks. You got a chance for your team to kind of come back. You don't like when you have best of 1s. It always feels like you kind of got shafted a little bit. Like you might not have played your best, so you feel like you kind of got gypped on your game. You didn't have a chance to redeem yourself. So best of 3s always allow you to give that little bit of chance to redeem yourself, which I think adds a lot more complexity. So we're just getting everybody ready. Got the banners set up. If anybody's in chat wants to let me know how the sound is, if I need to turn myself up, move closer to the mic, anything like that, let me know. Alright, but we got game number 1, Toilet League 6 versus LiT eSports on Towers of Doom. First pick going to LiT eSports. Towers of Doom, one of those maps where you try to focus on globals, you try to focus on poke heroes. Globals is always really strong, the Dahakas. Genji is obviously high in the meta right now, but we did actually get a new hero today, Stukov, and he is allowed. Chair League has always been one to allow any new heroes that come in, basically learn the meta on the fly. In my opinion, Stukov is pretty strong. So we'll see how they prioritize either banning or picking him. If they believe he's super strong, then they're not going to want to ban him if they have a Stukov player. They're going to want to, ban somebody else, let the other team ban him, and then you're able to pick him up. But if he fits in what you want to do, maybe you might have a plan to do a certain team comp, like looking for that Uther for the Divine Shield. Maybe you're looking for the Anubarak or the Genji or the Greymane, something like that. LiT eSports decides to ban Malthael. He did get some nerfs today, but he is still quite annoying to deal with. If you just happen to get drafted with happen to have a big heavy front line and you let Malthael go through, and he kind of just shuts you down. He is so hard to kill. I just played a quick match game, and I think I got a gorge on the Malthael. Unfortunately, it was early on in the fight, and so when I walked away from the team, we were all surrounding him. He immediately pops Torment to the Souls and heals. He got down to literally a sliver of health and healed back up to 3/4. It was infuriating. But Toilet League actually using up most of their time. Hopefully they have the banner in the right spot. And decide to ban Genji. Man, they're using their whole time period to use that. I mean, which is smart. Gives you 60 full seconds to decide on what you want to do. So getting rid of the Genji. Alright, yep, so LiT eSports still going with the Nubrak. I mean, he did get some nerfs today. I mean, the health nerf is sometimes can be pretty noticeable. We'll have to see how it plays out. But they're deciding now he's still pretty good. He's still a stun bot. He still is annoying for the backline. He sets up a lot of combos, so still pretty strong. Opting not to go for the gray main, maybe not even the Zarya's pretty good on this map, but we might see the Arthas or Chromie or Stitches. Honestly, I think so. If they're a coordinated team, one of the kind of like the counters to Nubrak is actually Li Ming. So in the lower leagues, you kind of like you see Li Ming get countered by Nubrak because of the beetles and all that stuff. But in the higher leagues, it's actually Li Ming that counters the Nubrak because she gets rid of the cocoon really quick. And right away, LiT eSports is kind of showing the carry Vala team. They might be looking for the Tassadar next, and just going for the hyper carries, the hyper carry Vala. But usually the counter to that, so now Toilet League is going to be looking to get some of that global pressure, some of that wave clear. A lot of times, the double healer comps struggle on fast wave clear. I mean, they'll have wave clear. Like Ariel has some wave clear. Tassadar has pretty good wave clear, but it's not like you have to stick together. Like if a healer is by themselves, if the Vala's by themselves, if the Ariel's by themselves, that severely limits the power of their team. So you want to try to get them to split up a lot to counter them. So a lot of times split pushing, not really taking on full-on fights right away is the way to beat it. Hey man, how's it going? One day we were talking about Hero League rankings and someone said they were in Toilet 6. So Toilet deciding to ban out the Falstad, opting. They know they have the next two picks, so they're probably going for their global. They're probably going to try to go for the Dahaka, as I was talking about before, and wanted to make sure that the other team, LiT eSports, did not have a global to counter. And LiT decides to ban out the Varian. Didn't want to have to deal with somebody having a point and click stun with a point and click Uther if they do a blow up comp. I'm actually surprised by that because I feel like they'd almost want to bait that, because if they had a proper Aegis, then baiting out when they use all of their combos like that, and they're only showing a Lunara. Like Lunara's not really a big, there's not a burst damage dealer. Granted, there's still a lot of room to get a burst damage, like a mage of some type, which is most likely what they're going to go into. So Variant does combo well there. I would hope to see either a Dahaka and maybe a Stitches. A Stitches is really good against this hyper carry comp because they're able to pull the Vala away from the healers or pull the Ariel away from the damage and kind of nuke them down. They have the Uther there that can stun with the Stitches. Honestly, I could easily see a kind of like a Stitches Dahaka. Honestly, I think would be the best pickup here, which would be Stitches Dahaka if they have those players. They decided to go with the Sonya Cassia. So, two sustained damage dealers, the Cassia and the Lunara, that will, they're not the best to go against a double healer. I mean, granted, I'm saying all this double healer stuff. They might not even go double healer. They could easily go another tank here and then another DPS. But showing the Cassia Lunara is pretty interesting. They kind of do the same thing. Cassia has to be a little bit more forward. Lunara has no real mount. I mean, they're kind of limited on their movement there. So it's a kind of interesting combo to see together. We'll just see how it plays out. I always like Sonya. I'm a big Sonya fan, so I think she kind of fits in everything. I think she's pretty hard to kind of stuff, especially once she gets to 16, and then especially at 20. I think she can pretty much 1v5 a team. So, and that's will be their power. Towers of Doom usually goes to the late game unless the one team gets completely dominated. So Sonya will become powerful later. It's just hopes that they don't lose by then. Yeah, and so they are doing the double tank, double heals, Vala, hyper carry, and we're going to have to see how it plays out for them, how Toilet League wants to answer that. I think they kind of hurt themselves with the Lunara Cassia, especially since they're both sustained damage against a double healer. It's going to be hard to out sustain the other team. But I mean, they could easily get the Sonya Spear, the Lunara, the Uther Stun. Lunara could get Leaping Strike to kind of get him in the back line, or just enough spread damage with Thornwood Vines to kind of scare him off. See, you guys still in quick match? Yep. Oh, there's LiT eSports and there's LiT. I thought I said some type of LiT, but oh well. I mean, they've been using their whole queue time. ETC, that's not somebody we see anymore. Like, they don't longer have the auto attack speed on his trait. It's only a damage reduction, and that damage reduction is not going to get too much use. It's only really useful against a mage burst comp. Vala's not. I mean, she does do some good burst, but it's not really going to be the one that's going to prioritize on ETC. Also, ETC, ETC is another stun bot, kind of like a Nubrak. You have the Sonya follow up, you have the Uther follow up, but you just don't have the damage to follow up on it. So if they pick Stage Dive, I mean, granted, Mosh Pit can straight up win the game. I mean, if he gets a good Mosh Pit, especially on 2 of the healers, there's a lot of people that can interrupt it, but if he gets a good Mosh Pit, that could win for him. So we'll have to see how this plays out. In my opinion, I think, yeah, let's stick together. Do you guys actually kind of have like a group? Is that like, is the LiT kind of a common thing that you guys make like a team out of, like an organization? Not like an organization, but like a grouping of a community of people that make a team. Because I know last year there was LiT Unknown, but and I think there was also another LiT eSports played last year as well. But anyways, so let's see what you guys think about this team. So let me know in chat of what team you think is probably going to win, or why, or how do you think this drafting went for either side, or what they could do better. You know, if they obviously watching a VOD for both teams, it always helps. You know, they see the chat, so it helps them to, kind of get better as well. It's always, Chair League is an amateur league, so it's always good to learn from it. In my opinion, I think LiT eSports, the red team, probably has the better comp. I can see where Toilet League has the opportunity to come and win, but it'll definitely take a lot more play style to do so. I mean, if they can control lanes, I think honestly Toilet League kind of controls the lanes right now between Cassia, maybe not with Cassia, Sonya, Lunara, they do pretty good, but they're going against Vala, Tassadar, and Joanna, which all 3 of those can handle a lane by themselves. But remember, this is also it is an organization. That's pretty cool.
Prepare yourself for battle.
All right, so on the left side, we got Toilet League 6, Sonar Flowers on the Sonya, Lil Hildy on the Uther, Hildy on the Lunara, so it must be siblings, Chaos on the ETC, Yellow Skin on the Cassia. On the right side, we got LiT eSports, Flo Diddy on the Joanna, Pokacheck on the Anubarak, Solskido on the...
5.
Wow, I cannot talk. On the Ariel, Olivia on the Vala, and Red Vendel on the Tassadar. So looking at the quick talents real quick, we do got Warpaint. We're going for the auto attack, or probably multi-shot build from the Vala. Oops, press the wrong button. It's been a while since I've dealt with the observer interface. So right off the bat, a little bit of scuffle in the mid lane. They're going hard already. Joanna's gotten a good blow up in there, but she is unstoppable and is able to kind of just walk away. ETC, because of that slide, got himself in a dangerous position, but is able to walk away with almost no health. Oops, wrong button. So, in the end, the scuffle, I think LiT eSports came out on top with the most health bars. We're going to have Joanna kind of taking the top. Tassadar is going to be going on bottom right now, and we have the normal Ariel Vala comp in the middle. I like this, picking it with the Anubarak, because the Anubarak's going to have a lot more follow-up exactly like that. Following up on the Lunara, getting a little bit too close. Nice stun on the Ariel. But Lunara standing a little too far out, is able to get caught by the Anubarak, and that's something you're always going to have to pay attention to. The fact that they have the double stuns there, and if they're in a position where Ariel can whip, that's just going to do so much damage. Honestly, I would like to see this 3-man on bottom you always want to, on this map, you normally always want to push bottom first. I know the first tribute, or the first bell towers are usually the top, but nice, another kill on ETC. They're doing really good on their follow-ups with their stuns. The ETC, the new bracket, they had a good whip there. Uther actually has no mana. He was just coming up from top, and they've actually already killed. They're probably almost going to kill both of these towers. Beetle's allowing them to push a lot more. So it's straight up damage. They just look. Arl's just got hope for days. Able to do if they group up for this heal. Arl's actually not even doing it, letting for the passive. I like it. It's being a little more passive. Just, you know, knowing that they have passive regen to do it. We'll say a statecraft Discord. What is statecraft? So LiT eSports is looking to push into the aggressive one first. They're gonna try to get. I think Nubrak barely gets away, trying to. He actually gets it. The beetle interrupts him. That is not something you see all the time. But they took their bell tower, so they're just gonna come rotate down, try to take the bottom one, go 2 for 2. They do have level 4 on them still, so they do have that advantage. Looking at the talents, I still keep doing that. Looking at the talents, yeah, she is gonna go multi-shot. They're trying to get the blow up on Nubrak. He still has his burrow. He's able to get away safely. The double heals coming out. Ariel's just been at full health for full hope for forever, and there's the heal. So you can see this sustain. They're just not able to keep up. But look at these health bars. These health bars are so healthy, full. Tassar's actually almost halfway done with his quest. And that's one of the great things with Tassar. If you're able to solo lane as Tassar, you're just constantly you just auto attack. You're just slowly able to auto attack one person in the lane, and you don't have to be threatened too much to have to run away. Yeah, but I was saying before, so more often than not on this map, you want to 3-push the bot lane, and the only reason is because of these 2 merc camps. So you want to keep bot lane constantly pressured with those merc camps, and then you'll able to dictate the lane completely. Nice whip by the Ariel. And they're jumping on that Lunara right away. She's barely able to wiggle away. So Uther, Tassar got a little aggressive with the Cassia down below. But Uther will get a lot of value out of his level 7 Guardian of Kings talent. With all these stuns. Sonya should be doing fine against, I mean, actually, she should win this slowly though. I mean, just because of Joanna's wave clear is the only reason why he's able to push it up. Ah, maybe they'll listen to the cast. They decided to rotate down bottom. But yeah, normally you want to take these merc camps. You want to control that lane, have them, because if you're able to constantly push in the merc camps into both the towers and the fort, if you're winning them constantly, like if you're able to take this and theirs, you will get that fort down really quick. And once you kill that one fort, you can just keep your 3-man, 4-man down there and have one person, like you could have Joanna rotate around and then just push that bottom fort. And you'll just control the lane, control the map the whole time. Level 7, not too much of a talent difference now. I mean, even though there's 2 forts down and more kills on the side of LiT eSports, they're actually exactly even on experience. So you saw there's probably one wave of minions that was missed. We got a slow rotation from the Cassia, so they do have an advantage right now. We're going to take away this. They're looking for that Vala, but there's the Tassadar shields coming right off at the end, and she's able to heal out. But still a lot of poison damage coming out. And then the Ariel heals, so they don't care at all. I mean, honestly, late game Sonya will start doing a lot of work, but this Ariel Vala comp is just unrelenting. They just will not give up. Look how aggressive Vala's able to be. Tassar runs up far just to give her the shield so she can auto attack some more. Doesn't even care about shielding anybody else. I think. Oh, they don't decide to follow up on the Cassia. They said, hey, we got 1 kill. We don't need to get any more. We'll get the Beltar. Oh, she interrupted herself. Are they going to be able to do that? Just Uther's going to W across. She keeps interrupting herself. I think she's either baiting it, but they allowed them to res and come back. I guess Lunar is able to run to it. If they keep poking like this, I mean, luckily the Ariel has the hat on the Tassar. I really like that since they're using Vala as the pick. Honestly, I would rather have seen Tassadar trying to take it and the Vala on the push out, because Vala's actually going to be scary with the Ariel. Is just going to give Ariel a lot more hope. I think that's the only reason why they lost this bell tower. I mean, they traded even, but I think they could have taken it with the way the fight was going. If they kept Vala attacking, giving Ariel a lot more hope than Tassadar was doing. And then every time Tassadar got interrupted, he would just throw out a shield and try again. But Vala would have been putting a lot more pressure on them to make them run away. But either way, it worked out for Toilet League, making the score just a 1 bell tower difference. So right now, pretty even. And in my opinion, I think that only goes well for Toilet League. The later the game goes, the stronger that their scaling becomes. The Lunara scales really strong, Sonya scales really strong, and their late game is going to look really disgusting. Oh, once again, they went back to the 3v3. Look at this little, all the odds is so good. Quest complete on the Tassadar. Tassadar is now becoming scary with so much of that auto attack damage. Sonya is winning the lane against Joanna. I mean, it's not like a whole much. Making some tower shots, making some tower damage. Got the rotation from Tassadar coming up. They're almost level 10. They're trying to get this team fight right when they hit level 10. There's level 10. If they pick up their talents fast enough, nobody's picking up their talents because they're taking this team fight. Gets the Rain of Vengeance and see it go out. Oh, there it is. That's actually one of, like, if you can ever practice picking your talents right away, I would say that's a huge indicator of your skill with the hero. If you know right away, you can get, like, in the middle of a team fight, you can do control 1, control 2, and that's going to pick your talent right away. Especially the level 10s because it's instant. I mean, it's like only those 2 options. You don't have to move your fingers too far. But that can, like, especially right there, like how the Tassadar rotated up. They had 4 members to their 3. If they had picked their talents right away, I think they would have instantly, they would have Cocoon, they would have Rain of Vengeance, they would have instantly been able to get a pick. But level 10 for the other side, we do have Thornwood Vines. Trying to get some of that AoE damage. Vala went out super far trying to get that kill and paid the price for it. A nice follow-up from the Uther to get the double. So the Resurrect. Oh, that Resurrect though. They don't get 1 kill. Everybody's quite low. Sonya can come in here and finish up. Immediately picks off the Tassadar. Lunar's getting pretty low though. Ooh, the Uther's getting low as well. They're trying to come back in. Uther might pay for it, but now that he's dead, he's gonna. Oh, but they killed the Lunar as well. Cassie's gonna die slowly afterwards. No, the Uther heals. The Ghost Uther is too strong. I don't think the Nubrak has his burrow. But they all have the well, which these Nubrak beetles are just such a pain in the butt. Oh no, Cassia, why are you going in there? And with that kill, they're just gonna back away. I mean, that was close. I was not expecting the Resurrect, honestly. Not a talent you see ever, because usually, yeah, somebody can die and you can bring them back, or you can just stop them from dying. I think is kind of the justification. 4-man push here, gonna try to get this fort. The beetles allowed a lot of the tower shots to be soaked up by the minions. Sonya's just whirlwinding to victory here. We do have Mosh Pit from ETC, but not one of their damage dealers is missing, so he's not going to be looking for a Mosh. Although that is like a great Mosh spot right there, because there's not enough damage, especially with the Sonya so close to dying. And he's going to have to back out now. Tassadar able to get mid-fort by himself with the 4-man push down here. The double tank is just, they just cannot break through this. And their LiT eSports finally pulling ahead in experience, getting that level 13 right now. Let's see what ETC took. Going for both of the W knockback build. Honestly, we don't see ETC enough to really know what they pick. I'm not really sure the new meta for ETC. So now we get this awkward stage between bell towers where one person take a fort, you're kind of just rotating around to make sure you stop them from taking another fort while you take yours back. But this is the power of the bottom lane. They should now that they see people here, they should be able to rotate to this, take that real quick, and then get this fort down immediately. But they decided to just be safe, escort these bottom sappers to blow this, and these 3 sappers will blow up this fort, guaranteed.
The altars rise again.
Knowing that they can't stop it. Oh, that was kind of an indecision. They went up top. I guess they didn't see them because they were on the mid lane. So Toilet League didn't really see them on the map. ETC coming in from the other side, being a little bit aggressive. Nubrak and Burrows misses. Uh-oh, Venara. Sonya, no, you're coming from the wrong side. Great Tassadar wall, and just got blown up. Didn't even have time to whirlwind. Just a little bit of a faulty rotation coming around the aggressive side, knowing that they were right here.
The Raven Lord will not keep me from this
Lunara's trying to do as much damage as she can. They have the Uthers and was trying to flank, I guess. One mosh pit just on the Joanna, but the Cocoon immediately comes out, even with the follow, about to follow up with the stun, and that's going to kill Cassia. This should be able to pick up the Uther and the ETC here. Maybe not the ETC. These minions started, the fort started attacking these minions, so it was able to get away. And that results in another bell tower for LiT eSports. Now with 2 dead, they take these sappers, they escort these sappers into the kill zone, and that immediately gives them another 3 shots. And like I keep saying, basically at this point you just send one person to constantly double soak, and that's gonna hit you 16, and you just control this bot lane. Once these sappers go through, you take these other merc camps, and it's pretty easy sailing from there. They're gonna be constantly forcing right here. And like the Joanna has their most wave clear, so they're sending her up there, keeping the hyper carry Vala down here to do whatever they want. Ooh, all 5 members are here now. They are pushing into the fort. Vala's got a great run of vengeance, hitting 3 members with that stun, netting an ETC kill. And this is a 4v5, and they're not even having a talent tier advantage, and they are just destroying them. Ooh, the Cassia damage, able to finish off a new Bright. That's 1 counter kill, but the res is coming out. And so as soon as this... Oh, they're actually not rezzing yet. They don't even need a new Bright. They're saying, hey, you can just die normally because... we're gonna save it. Oh, never mind. They did decide to res as soon as I was saying it, because I mean, I was thinking that maybe Ariel was saving it for the Vala because she's gonna be the big deal. But that was a 4v5 that they won. That's makes you feel bad, like how demoralizing. But now with the level 16 talent, with the map control, with this bell tower, I think they got 2 of those sappers in. Seeing the level talent picks, we got reduced damage by the phase disruptor, making sure that the Vala can do as much damage as possible, and honestly Tassar himself. He honestly, he just did it. What, Lunara? What? Why'd you do that? But I mean, he did a third of Lunara's health by himself just from his own auto attacks.
A hero has left.
Oh, they got a pause. That's probably why. So we're going to do this just until we get back into the game. It's a good thing I can pause. I forgot how to do that. I forgot that I could do it. I feel like when I was first casting, I did I was set up as a observer, not a referee. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but like I think my first couple casts, so we actually had, I was set up as referee, and we had a DC, or no, and then I made the game wrong in the draft lobby, so I made it as a brawl instead of like an ARAM map instead of the. I guess we're coming back, so resume. So I made it as a ARAM map instead of the regular map, and we couldn't cancel it because I wasn't a referee, so everybody had to like quit and rejoin the heroes in general. It was a travesty. But I have learned, and I am now a referee. Getting 1 bell camp. Tassar's going to push into these, and that's going to give them 5 shots. And Tassar's pushing in these 3 sappers, and the 4v5 again, or actually 4v4 since Lunara had to leave, kills out the Uther. And Uther Ghost is getting some heals in. But now he's gone, and they're going to push in. The boss is actually doing some nice sweeping damage. Another good rain of vengeance from the Vala, hitting 3 members, netting the Cassia and the ETC kill. And now with just Lunara, the bottom bell tower wins the game. So a good first showing from LiT eSports. We didn't sign up for Cheer League mostly because I didn't know it started, and secondly because of the cost. That's understandable. 25. I mean, some people $25 is not worth it. A lot less teams are playing this season, I think, because of that. And there's a lot of other issues, but honestly, I think Super kind of fixed some of those other issues. Look at the damage. The hyper carry Vala, able to be super aggressive, pulling it so far ahead with like the double damage to the next top. Yeah, I mean that game went kind of as expected. I think it was hard for um, Toilet League to kind of get those kills that they wanted. They had a really good pick on the volley, that one team fight with the Uther stun combo with ETC, Uther stun, Divine Storm, and then coming in from the side. And I think they definitely won that team fight. If they were to able to continue to do that, then they probably would have. If they were able to continue that trend, they definitely would have come out a lot better. Did I pick the map for that round? I did. So Infernal Shrines. So we're just setting up the next round. Wait, why does this not let me start? Oh, I have to. You guys did not press play for your different people, so I have to do this. Setting up some admin stuff. Ooh, did I? Oh. Oh, I messed up, guys. I messed up. I didn't transition back. Holy cow. Well, you didn't miss much. But I'm really bad. Feels bad, man. After I was just talking about me messing up, and I messed up again. Well, I'm sorry. So we're able to start that round. Infernal Shrines. People are ready. I think we're just waiting for the lobby. But I mean, the LiT eSports played that round pretty well. They did exactly what they needed to do. Basically, carry the Vala. Like, I think Tassar pretty much only shielded the Vala. There were some good web wraps in the middle of the team fight to make sure they could shut down the Sonya. So we got the draft right. The banner needs to be changed. Oh, look, finally they changed their portrait. So I didn't mention this last time, but I think one member had my same portrait, the Tracer portrait, and I've always commented that people with the better portrait synergy always win. I think I have to remember that I need to stay close to the mic. Alright, so we got LiT eSports is ready. Myself is ready. And here we go. Game number 2. 0-1 favoring LiT eSports. LiT eSports decided to bring us to Infernal Shrines, another one of my favorite maps in the map pool. But this means Toilet League now picks first. We haven't seen Stukov yet. Infernal Shrines favors, a lot of times teams like to do a rotation. If they don't think they can do the 4-man rotation effectively, they'll usually go a 1-1-3. Kind of like what they did last game. They decide not to have the Malthael. Neither teams like Malthael. Let's see if LiT eSports decide to ban the Genji. No, they decided to looking right now. They're showing the Dahaka, getting rid of one of those big wave cleared people. So I think the optimal strat on this map is usually have a 4-man rotation, and then depending on where the first shrine, the first shrine spawns, you kind of have the other people, your one wave clear person that's rotating between the two. Like, you might give up the first Punisher, but the first Punisher doesn't do much as long as you can kill it quick enough. But then you usually get ahead on experience. And if the other team decides to counter your experience, then now you can fight 4v4. But again, that's in my opinion. I think that's what the stronger strat to do. LiT eSports once again showing the hyper carry Vala Ariel. Let's see if Toilet League can kind of counter it this time. Once again, I think Stitches is a good counter. They have a new Brack to follow up on any Stitches stuns. They can get somebody that can blow up after Stitches. Like, I mean, if they're good, they can still pick like a solo healer and like a Chromie and somebody else. That way they have follow up on Stitches, a new Brack. They can follow up after a new Brack, and then they can. Chromie's really good against Ariel because if you land hits from far away before the team fights really started, they are able to drain Ariel of her hope before the team fight even starts, which is really strong. But Toilet League decides, hey, we don't need to ban Tassadar. We're gonna take Tassadar and take Illidan. Now you have to. Last game we dealt with a Tassadar Vala. Now you have to deal with a double heal Illidan, which on this map is pretty scary. You have the Hunt, which is really strong. Now Illidan becomes that double soaker like I was talking about earlier, and he can hunt into the fight exactly like Tahaka. He'll have Tassadar shields. And honestly, Ariel struggles against keeping Illidan away from her. LiT eSports banned the Malfurion. Scared of the Malfurion combo. I'm not sure why the Malfurion. I would be surprised. I know they have the next two picks, so they're probably going to pick Uther. So that's why they didn't want to ban the Uther. So they're getting rid of the Malfurion. But they showed Illidan already. Why not ban the Rhaegar? I mean, Rhaegar Illidan has been a classic combo from day one. I mean, are they going to pick Rhaegar? I can't imagine they're going to pick Rhaegar. Vala's not a good Rhaegar target, but Uther is with the stuns, especially against an Illidan, so they're going to want the Uther. I'd imagine Toilet League, I don't know, do they want to ban Uther? Because if they ban Uther, then they might give them Rhaegar, and they might not be able to get Rhaegar on their own. Kind of limits your hero pool, your healer pool. There's still Brightwing. I mean, you can still Brightwing, honestly. Brightwing with Face Shield on Illidan, still pretty strong. Face Shield onto Illidan, and then Emerald Wind, people separate your healers from the Vala. Decide to ban out the Joanna. Don't want to deal with that wave clear, additional wave clear that they can get. So, LiT eSports still needs to take their tank. I'm imagining them take a tank and probably their other healer here, leaving their fifth to be a flex, whether they want to be an auto attacker or, I mean, like a melee hero or a ranged. Yeah, there's the Uther as expected. This gives some shutdown to Illidan, the double stun. One of the other great counters to Illidan, Dahaka, was banned by them, so they can't use a good tongue target. There's no cocoon against the Illidan. Stitches is not going to work for them here. Diablo will probably be the next best pick, in my opinion. APOC, stuns, flips, all that stuff. Gets somebody out of position. There's a lot of little spots in the shrine areas that Diablo can charge people into. Arthas is also a good spot. Honestly, they can still go Diablo. I mean, Arthas can be their quote-unquote solo laner, and he does help against the Illidan with the attack speed slow. And then Diablo, once again, like the same double tank, double heals meta that they did in the last game, they can probably just go with the same deal and pick up the Diablo. So we see Joanna banned. We have your solo laner with the Illidan. You have your Merker with the Illidan. You have your Global with the Illidan. You have a solo laner with the Tassadar if you need it. Right now they're going to be looking for their main healer, which I would imagine would be a Rhaegar, and picking up a Kel'Thas for some more damage. It's gotta be Rhaegar. Lily. I guess they want the blinds. They want to try. They'd rather shut down Vala with blinds versus getting a full heal onto Illidan. So they might be looking for. They're probably expecting to say, "Hey, Illidan, you're probably going to be, doing your global a lot. You're not going to be in the team fight too much. So maybe Rhaegar's not going to be as useful." So the last pick. Honestly, I still like the Diablo. You have Shadow Charge onto Lily in the flip to interrupt her jugs, onto Kel'Thas and to get him out of position. what do they need right now? Arthas can be a solo laner. They can get another person that can solo lane, sort of like a tank, like any other tank that can decently hold a lane, and then just leave the Vala Ariel Uther as the three man. Taking a while to decide on it. Taking the Varian, the point and click stun taunt. You're gonna have the stun taunt. You have the Arthas root. You have Uther stun, all being taken up by Vala damage. Not bad. I mean, I like it. It hurts your early game by a considerable amount because Varian is not a hero until 10. So if Toilet League can get a lead in the early game, I can see them really trying to snowball this. It's hard to say snowball. Varian can basically win a team fight with just taunt alone, but they don't really have a lot of burst damage to follow up the taunt. Uther doesn't do too much. I mean, Arthas doesn't do too much. Vala does pretty good, but it's not like amazing. If they're able to, if Varian can catch a Kael'thas or a Lily, then they'll probably be in pretty good shape. All right, game number 2, Infernal Shrines, Toilet League, down 1 game to LiT eSports. See if they can make it up and come back in this game and bring it to a game 3. This is Division 2, the first week of Chair League, the first night of Chair League for season 4. I think this is season 4. Been going on quite a while. I mean, it's 2 years of Chair League. No, 1 year of Chair League, right? Kind of 2 seasons a year, essentially. I think he was shooting for 3 seasons a year. So, I don't know what. Let me know in chat if who you think is winning this game. Honestly, I actually like Toilet League's draft a little more. I would have liked it a lot more if they had a Rhaegar instead of a Lily. Rhaegar adds a little bit more wave clear. But anyways, on the left side, we got Toilet League 6. We got Chaos on the Tassadar, Yellow Skin on the Kael'thas, Hildy on the Lily, Sonar Flares on the Illidan, and Little Hilly on the Anubarak. On the right side, LiT eSports, we got Flo Diddy on the Arthas, Iro Olivia on the Vala, Pokechek on the Varian, Sol Skiddo on the Ariel again, and Ren Vendel on the Uther. Looking at the talents real quick, we're going to see the same build from the Vala most likely. Ariel is going to go for the reduced cooldown swipe. Right away, Uther. Anubarak's got a good stun. Nice flame strike from the Kael'thas. Illidan's getting in there. Some Tassadar shields, you kind of want to do either. So with Tassadar, he's kind of in a tricky spot where you either want to shield him when he's about to take a bunch of damage, or you want to shield him when he's about to do a lot of auto attacks. Because that's where the heals are going to come in. Again, once again, Kael'thas is getting some good flame strikes in there, getting a little more aggressive. Again, if they want to punish this early game Varian pick, they want to punish him because he's not scary at all. Kael'thas has gone flame strike. It's already up to 7, and if he completes that pretty early, he's not going to be scared of the Varian anymore. He definitely wants to complete that before level 10. Illidan should have an easy time against this Varian, especially with Immolation. Or having the Tassadar against the Arthas, another easy team fight really for the Tassadar. Just basically shields himself, gets auto attacks, constantly auto attacks the Uther. This is lucky for the Kael'thas. The Kael'thas is in the 3-man, so he's able to continue to get stacks. Already up to 9, 1 minute and a half in. And honestly, Kael'thas probably shouldn't be too scared, especially if Anubarak's with him. He should be saving his flame strikes for any type of Anubarak stun. That way he guarantees the flame strike hits. It's a lot better than just throwing out willy-nilly, especially in the early game. Like, you might think you get a bunch of hits, but you want to guarantee that you get it. Ooh. First shrine coming up. So they have 4 members here. Illidan is one of those best shrine babysitters, we so call it. Basically means that he can sit on the shrine and solo it by himself. He needs to be backing up a little bit here. Taking a lot of spell damage from the Vala. Has to tap, which means he does not have the tap for the next team fight. Both teams want to get level 4. Kael'thas does not want to die. That's his biggest priority is just not dying. Up to 11 stacks. Shrine has been started. So far, the health bars of LiT eSports are higher, trying to dive onto the RO, but did not have enough damage to follow up for it yet. Hildy taking a lot of damage to the really, and they're just getting pushed out from this. I mean, the damage from Vala is just too much. They cannot focus on it, and they just can't keep up with the heals. They're actually way too low on mana. I think they just have to give this up completely because they're so low. Kael'thas is getting risky. He does not want to lose any stacks at this point. He's already halfway done. So one of the other things with this map is I think a lot of people don't play this exactly correct. So you don't want to be aggressive in the shrine, especially for this top lane, specifically this top lane. You don't want to be aggressive on this location, on this shrine, unless you have control of the lane. Because otherwise, and we saw it on this team fight here, so you saw Toilet kind of rotate up in this little corner when LiT eSports had control of this whole spot. So like, if you have control of the lane, you have control of this. And they try to run backwards right here, you're already sitting here waiting for them. And that's pretty much what happened. They kind of got cornered and took a lot of damage. Nubrax taking so much damage, actually dies to the Punisher's beams. One of the strongest Punishers because of the beams. It creates a big zoning tool with some extra damage. Luckily, it's the first Punisher, so it does do a lot less. We're actually seeing the Lily lane here. It probably actually should win against Varian in the early game. Haven't even lost the fort yet. Kael'thas is desperately trying to get those stacks. A half-level lead so far. Nobody's soaking bottom, so Arthas was able to get a good half-level lead there. The Varian and Lily combo. That fight is just so close. And right away, both teams are taking their... Since they took the top Punisher, both teams right away taking their pusher camp. I don't know what to call these, though. They're not Khazra. They're the Shaman. Shaman camp. Kael'thas, 5 more. We're going to keep constantly paying attention to that. And now we're going to start seeing a lot of his damage come out with the double flame strike. If he starts hitting 2 people on there, they'll start taking percentage damage, and it'll start adding up. Ooh, Illidan. Jumping into 3 of them. Looking for that whip. Oh, how did that whip miss? That whip was like through his body. With that half-level lead, LiT eSports with the sort of correct, the more correct choice of staying in the lane to push out this lane, make sure that your Shaman camp pushes. Illidan getting it super low. The Uther wave of light finishing him off. His invasion was just long enough to stop the Vala from getting her damage bonus after the vault, but the wave of light was saying, "Nah, buddy. By the power of light compels you." And Nubrack might have made the next mistake of diving in there. Not really anything to gain with that dive. And is not able to get out fast enough. The double heal, I mean, Vala is just able to do too much damage. I mean, if you look at her damage already, I mean, Kael'thas is not too far behind, but she's going to continue to pull ahead. And now with those 2 deaths, no, Kael'thas! Ooh, ooh, nice vault there, hitting the Hungering Arrow. With the level 10 here, Toilet League has to give this one up and essentially just go for Mercs. And I think LiT eSports knows that. They should just control the map at this point, kind of roam around, look for picks. They don't really need to start this. They gain nothing by starting the shrine. Like, if you get a kill before they're level 10 and then you can go on the shrine, you still win it anyways. I would like to see them invade this. Like, oh well. I think it would have been worth it to take their camps as well, since you have the level 10 advantage. Just gives you that farther ahead. Kael'thas looking for more of those flame strikes. Gets another one. 3 more. Still not level 10 yet, so yeah, they're going to give it up completely. It should be a quick Punisher, especially since this wall is already down. Oh, Lily. The rest of the team decided to say, no, we don't need to get that kill. We just need to get the Punisher right now. We'll follow up with the Punisher damage, especially with this wall already down on the bottom lane. That's basically going to mean that as soon as this Punisher jumps, then Varian's going to be able to taunt onto somebody. You're going to want to bait it with a Nubrak. There you go. They do have level 10. We see the hunt from Illidan. We do see Cocoon to knock out one of the healers. Archon for a little bit more damage, which I think is fair. They probably need more damage to kind of burst through this healing meta. Kalthas is trying to look for a guy. Here comes Illidan. A nice Cocoon on Ariel, but the Divine Shield was there. And they should be able to turn on Ariel, honestly. Then this is one of the powers of Cocoon. Kalthas finishes his quest. Aegis, there's just so much protection here. Coming out of the Aegis with the Bala Star pile up. Oh my god, out of those two ultimates being used. And she still gets away. What? The double heals. The power of double heals. So Bala does end up dying finally from the Kalthas. Hey, honestly, that was a great use of all the abilities on the team. The diving in with the Cocoon on the Ariel, the hunt on the Vala, forcing out the Divine Shield, and then being able to just push into him like that because they could not focus at all on the Cocoon. They couldn't break out the Cocoon fast enough, so they were able to just push into and then turn on the Cocoon afterwards. If they had kind of focused on that and realized, hey, the Cocoon's about to pop, they could have turned on that Ariel a little better. But forcing out the Aegis there allowed the Kalthas to go Living Bomb, and that was a really good team fight on both teams. Getting a little bit of indecision here. The Nubrak's saying, hey, we can push this. The rest of the team saying, hey, we want to kill Uther. And honestly, I think Uther is probably the right choice. But he's pretty hard to kill. They might not even get him. Oh, there you go. Okay. That gives them a little bit of map presence. They now have the ability to 5-man somewhere and kind of still be aggressive. But they're going to decide to take the safe route, catch up on experience. It gave them a little bit of a breathing room while Uther respawns. Let's see, do we have... Tassar has not finished his quest yet, so about 50 left. He's about one attack away from doing the extra damage. Got the full taunt variant. We got Quest Arthas. Quest and Ubrak didn't go for the spell shield. So we do have now the level experience of the experience for Toilet League, so it has gone back in their favor. Varian's looking here for the pick. They have their main damage dealer here. 2 members are still in the bottom. Once they see this taken, they should be aggressive onto this. And like I said before, this is the top lane again. They want to control this lane. They want to control this lane so that way you can cut off their escape pattern. And on the opposite side, if you see your lane is lost, don't go past this marker. See, right now, I mean, they got risky here. They kind of went aggressive, but if Toilet League with their global had come around here and kind of jumped on these, yeah, they get rid of some of the escape. Nice follow up from the ooh, the Illidan almost got baited into the other team. One Aegis is out. No Divine Shield for the Bala. A lot of damage has gone out, like a lot of ultimates have gone out, but nobody's really too low. Ariel still's got a lot of healing left. Uther's still got full health. But the Kalthas, I think, is slowly whittling them away, and they're just really trying to focus on this team fight. I think they used too many ults here on a gate where they could just constantly run behind, and now every ult is down. Jug's getting interrupted super quick. They still have Divine Shield up. Kalthas has got no mana. They really need to be running away. Illidan's on the shrine. He's not even in this team fight. Here comes another hunt already. They already got that back up. Looking for the variant, but the Divine Shield. That's a great Divine Shield. It's keeping everybody up. This is such a long team fight. Finally, the Arthas dies. I think the 2 healers actually just can't keep up with this funnel in this little gate area. The 2 healers just can't keep up with the Kalthas damage. But just everybody is so low. It's going to be so tough. Ooh, that good stun combo. Nice. Once again, the Kalthas. Jugs is back up, so this is going to bring everybody back up to full health. Kalthas still getting all the good flame strikes. Ooh, taking this. That might have been a mistake there. It's sustained for the two of them is just so much. This is actually delayed enough to where Arthas is going to be back, and now they're all super healthy while the other team is not. Kael'thas is getting focused by the ball on the other side. Aegis comes back up once again, and there goes the Kael'thas. And they're actually going to lose this shrine because of how long this team fight took. And they're actually going to get 5-man wiped. What a counter kill. The power of the double healer. Not losing any of the healers allowed them to just stay in there for forever. And they've had mercs pushing. They took the bottom fort from those things pushing. It's just, it's powerful. I mean, they were looking like, completely looked like they were going to win that team fight. They were looking so strong. But I think the amount of time it took them to actually kill somebody was enough to get Arthas back. It was enough for them to heal up. Like, they just could not finish anybody off. And I think it was because of the mana. They were just having mana issues during that whole time. Interestingly enough, they decided to go for a fort instead of pushing with the Punisher. They have, I mean, they have a lot of follow-up to push with that Punisher. I'm surprised that they decided to, and they had level 16 on them. I'm honestly surprised that they decided to go for a split push type decision. Playing it safe, knowing that the Punisher is going to take some damage. Honestly, it'll die to the fort pretty well. But level 16, talent tier still ahead. Uther's coming in from the other side, looking for that stun. They're trying to jump on the Kael'thas right away. One Rain of Vengeance coming out. They still have Illidan, still has the hunt. Lily gets stunned by the Ariel. There's the web wrap. Coming into the, no Divine Shield's out. Oh, there's Divine Shield. They did not properly communicate those differences and stuff. They still have Aegis. There that is. There's just, it's hard for anybody to die. The Vala is by himself, but not enough communication from the rest of the team on the Anub'arak. Illidan's going after Arthas, which is honestly the worst target for him. He needs to beat anybody except Arthas. And oh, the Tassadar just so close to dying. Illidan ends up dying for it. Tassadar's in the backline trying to do some poke damage. Vala still has not died. Thanks for the follow. Also, actually, thanks for the host, Physio. I haven't actually talked to you in a while. Thanks for the host. Hope your games were well. Always, I know you're still on that casting binge, trying to get your 10,000 hours. They just can't get past the double heal, especially with the Divine Shield and the Ariel. I know Kael'thas went for this blow up on the Pyroblast, which is honestly, not, in my opinion, not that bad of an idea because you want that single target burst damage. They just need to time it in a way where they're baiting out the Aegis, they're baiting out the Divine Shield, and then they can blow up somebody like they did on that first team fight. I think now that happened once, they're like, oh, hey, that was a surprise, but we're watching you now. If they can poke enough and focus a single target enough to bait out those two abilities, then I think they'll win the team fight. So for everybody that's joining over from Hero Physio's chat, we got, this is game number 2 of a best of 3. Anub'arak, that dive trying to save him. The taunt is coming out. The shield just barely, the cocoon. Oh my god, he's going to come out of there. Arthas is coming in. Illidan's already in the team fight. Neither Divine Shield or Aegis have been used yet. Both are up. Archon's popping. Illidan's looking for that. Oh, but the stun from the Vala is able to kill Illidan. There's so much control in the whole team fight, honestly. There's still Divine Shield for the Pyroblast. They're just going to save that every time. And honestly, they still have Aegis. There's no way that they're not going to continue to be aggressive here. So many of the ultimates being used, and the shrine is up. Probably the worst time to have somebody die on your team, especially your Illidan, which is going to be your best shrine controller. And this is going to give free reign for LiT eSports. Now, granted, Illidan will have the hunt to be able to come back in right away. Divine Shield is still down. They still have Aegis. Cocoon's going to be up faster than the other 2 talents, so that can make it a 4v5. They just need to bait out the Aegis. With this hunt, they need to bait out an Aegis. They need to get some damage done. So we're going to see the Cocoon probably come down on the Ariel. They need to put it on the Ariel because that's the only one with the Aegis. Went on the Uther instead. Here comes the hunt. Aegis comes out. Trying to get some focus. Vala is just so close, but is able to walk away. The heals. The heals. This funnel you would think would go so much better for the Kael'thas, and it's just all over the place. Illidan's going back and forth, once again staying on the Arthas, which is the exact wrong target to be on. He's just not going to do anything to Arthas with that auto attack damage. And Illidan ends up dying for his dive. They're so low, and they're going to come back with this double heals with the lack Kael'thas damage, though. I mean, they were looking so good there. It's just Illidan needs to be not on Arthas. He needs to be in the back line. Oh, the game sense. The game sense to check that bush. I mean, that was completely. He knew nothing about that bush. Nothing about that bush. I mean, my stream definitely doesn't. It's not even caught up yet. I'm watching it right now. So that was completely on him to just be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna check this bush with all of my abilities, and ends up killing him. And that's some deaths that have been separated out. The Shaman Camp almost got a keep. That was actually almost really good for him. Really good for Toilet League anyways. So Toilet League fighting for their last chance to stay in this, to bring it to a game 3. Punisher's dying pretty quick. For the next team fight, this next team, they either take the team fight now with Arthas down. They need to take it right now without Arthas. Force the Cocoon out. Oh, I would have liked to see the Cocoon to force that team fight while Arthas was shown in the top lane. Especially before level 20. They really wanted that team fight. But now they either want to start to 20 or do something cheeky. I would really like to see the Illidan be on anybody that's not Arthas. And honestly, I don't know how they're going to try to bait out both Aegis and Uther. Like, they're going to have to catch somebody off guard and then be able to make one person use the ultimate on themselves right away. Like, maybe they're going to have to... I think they're going to have to probably Cocoon Uther and hunt the Ariel to force the Aegis out. And then as soon as the Aegis comes out, you just turn on Uther right away to force out the Divine Shield. Or turn on Vala, and then you do the Pyroblast. But a nice taunt coming onto your rack with a stun follow-up, trying to get the Vala Rain of Vengeance in there, but just not quick enough, and he's able to dive away. Level 20, they don't really want to be team fighting. Double Flame Strikes the zone away. They have Mercs pushing on the bottom. The level 20 advantage here, they're going to go in for the Shaman Camp on the opposing team side, which is the correct choice. Using that 20 advantage, making sure that they're constantly having a lead. I would like to see Illidan down here instead. You know, little things. It's harder to, you know, one person sees the rotation right away, so they go first, and they say, okay, here, let's clear this. Taunt's coming out, big stun from the Newbright. He immediately got that reset, but LiT died so quick. That was the fastest death ever from LiT eSports. And honestly, Tassar is about to go down too. But with the stun lock, Uther, I mean, Anubarak died, but that literally just got blown up, and that's one of the powers, the fact that Kael'thas was down here. He wasn't able to stun, he wasn't able to flame strike to keep him off. Like, we needed, if you have a global, the best counter to a global is to fight in the same lane that their global is in, because that just takes away their global power. So the fact that they didn't have Kael'thas there didn't allow for any stuns, didn't allow for any flame strikes to kind of punish them for being so aggressive. And this is going to give a free Punisher to LiT eSports. And this is a late game Punisher with it on the same lane that Akip has just now gotten killed. So it's going to be so deadly. But man, somehow Toilet League, their Shaman Camper, their little pushes have been doing work on that top keep. So looking at the talents real quick, since we got level 20s for everybody, we're going with Anubarak. The chain on the Tassadar. Stormfield is going to help a lot for Lily.
Red team has summoned a mortal Punisher.
And looking at the damage here, we got 80,000 on the Vala, more than last game already. 80,000 on the Kael'thas, so he's catching up. And the rest of the team is actually doing more damage than LiT eSports. They're actually not going to push with this Punisher. Knowing it's 20 to 20, they don't get too much of an advantage. They're going to try to go for another keep. Which at this point is probably the smarter choice, because they're going to get this keep easy. Like, that's just died so quick. I don't know, is it? They might not get it. Anubarak is going too far in though. Here comes the Jugs. Oh, Illidan, don't get focused. Their Tassar shield's keeping him alive, but he ends up dying. But the counter kill on Varian, which is a good kill. I mean, that gets rid of a lot of their target damage. They do have the Vala right there. Divine Shield came out. That's one of them. We can bait out the Aegis. Vala actually still dies. The Kael'thas damage is doing work. The chain bombs are just keeping them in there. We want to see them push out. Actually, they're losing core damage. They have 2 catapults on this. They might die just from the minions. Oh my gosh, these catapults 24, 23, 17. Oh, down to 12, 11%. That was actually almost completely worth it for LiT Esports. It actually would have been worth it for those 3 to, I mean, granted, it's hard to know at the moment, but it actually would have been worth it for those 3 to continue fighting the rest of the team. If they had gotten another 3 seconds, I think they actually would have won the game just from the minions. And that's really, really hard to see in the team fight. Nobody's looking at the core damage because you're just trying to stay alive. I'm actually really surprised they got the Varian. But now there's 2 keeps and 11% core, and this just changes the dynamic of the team fight of the game completely. You have to constantly be aware of your lanes. You have to constantly be aware of where the other team is to make sure that they're not going to backdoor you. Oh, this is a really bad position for them. All 4 members are coming in. 1 stun comes out. We got the Jugs from Lily, not able to hit on the new Brack. Has the burrow, but decides to use it on the stun. Illidan's coming in, but they're all funneled for that Rain of Vengeance and immediately killing the new Brack. 1 Aegis comes out. Divine Storm still available. Illidan ends up dying. And here goes the Kael'thas, and they're just going to funnel all into this little zone, and that's going to be a 5-man wipe. Chain bombs are doing work, honestly. Like that, they've done a lot of damage. He's up to 116 because of that alone. But with the 5-man wipe, that's going to spell the end for... Did I lose? Wow. Did I lose stream? Nope. That's going to spell the end for LiT Esports. A nice showing from Toy League. Honestly, they had that game. There's a lot of good team fights there, going back and forth. Just little tweaks and adjustments that needed to be made. But they had the opportunity to come back. They were doing some good back and forths, but ended up being the LiT Esports with the victory. So that is a 2-0 for LiT Esports. Let me mark that on Chair League, because I can do caster admin things. Yeah, I mean, basically LiT Esports came in with, they're saying, hey, we're just going to hyper carry Vala. You know, we see the Koreans do it. It's a pretty easy strat to do. I mean, it's kind of easy. Technically, it can be punished pretty well with split pushing because you're going to be limited on the team fight. You're going to be so focused on team fighting that you don't have that map presence as well. But they were able to get away with it. They were able to execute well enough to get the games. Able to get the games. So congratulations to LiT Esports on their first victory of Season 4 Chair League in Division 2, the Tuesday Night League. So a lot of stuff, a lot of specifics there. But congratulations to both teams. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The best of 3 always makes it a little better. Hope you guys learn from it. Hope you guys practice, get better. Come in next week, some new strats. Maybe you guys are playing on Thursday as well. You can technically play on both leagues if you pay for both leagues, which is kind of whatever. But anyways, so that's going to be it for me. It was fun to cast. Let me know of any critiques in the chat of what you think of me and what I can do better to, better myself as a caster. I don't cast too often. I'll probably try to cast once on Tuesday, probably at the same time period because it works out for me. So I get to play some heroes with the squad beforehand, and then I can cast a game. My team is actually playing on Thursday. I don't think we have the schedule yet, not until tomorrow, so look out for that. I'll probably be streaming that as well from our side, so you'll be able to hear the comms. You'll be able to hear me rage at the game because, I'm a rager. Anyways, so if you enjoyed it, throw a follow. Look for me when I start casting. A lot of times I'll be streaming the game when I play with my team, and we would just play quick match or unranked or team league, just because I have some other friends that like to watch and learn as well. So you can always stop by. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll have some fun. But anyways, see you guys next time.